This game is by MMP, Mountain Man Publishing Company. Used to be the company called The Gamers. It was sold to MMP, and they continue on with the games. This one, is the series called the OCS, which stands for Operational Combat Series. The last couple of videos I did was on the Tactical Combat Series. So this is operational, more like the strategic view of the game. So as you can see, this is the Caucasus Mountains. The name of this scenario, I just picked one, is called The Edge of the World because this is how far Germany went during World War II into Georgia, the Caucasus Mountains, to get the oil fields. They actually want to capture Baku, which is further down here, which is not on this map. And this scenario is only encompasses only part of this map area, the red area, but it's okay. And if I zoom in, you can see it a bit better, I hope. I'll get used to it first. And furthermore, oh no, okay, I do have to use the icon to zoom in. This is just moving the map around. Okay, so I do have to use this. No big deal. Can you see? Yeah, maybe. Okay, I guess you could. So this scenario is the German advance army trying to go into the Caucasus to capture the oil fields. Grossley is here, so I think there's a movie Grossley Park, and but actually this is all the Caucasus Mountains, the dark brown area. So actually they did go into some of these mountain passes, like what Alexander did. And can I scroll to the left? I shouldn't hide the taskbar. So as you can see, these are the German units. To zoom in a bit so that you guys can see. So this is like the advanced units of the German Wehrmacht. Actually, that's about it because they ran out of supplies because they are just too far from Germany, and Russia is so big. That's why Napoleon and Hitler were both unsuccessful in Russia. So actually, on the other hand, Russia at that time, there's not too many units defending. So actually, it's quite open terrain for German to advance, but they just ran out of oil and supplies and so on. So therefore, you know, even with the weak defense, they did not really move in to capture the oil fields. But anyway, this is the 3rd Panzer Division, and this is the breakdown the units of the Panzer. There's also the 23rd Panzer Division, and the 2 dominants. This is a recon. This is the armor itself, the armor units. The 2 lines means they are battalion level, so 2 armor divisions, and this is just part of 40 Corps. And this is the infantry, mechanized infantry. They use the NATO symbols, so I'm used to those. Another mechanized infantry battalion. This one, this is anti-tank. If the arrow is upside down, that means it's anti-air. And this is artillery with a dot in the middle. And this is the supply. So this particular series by the gamers, now MMP, as you can see, it is more on the operations uh, strategic level, and uh, so that means it's not on the tactical level like the other games. So it's more larger units and cover a larger area. So the brown units are the Russians. So as you can see, there are not too many defenders. It's just a single unit. And I think there's a couple down over here also. They're all single units, so not too many. So even without too much defenders, the German they just ran out of gas and so on. Okay, that's history. So what can you do? And actually, there's a town over here. I saw a little bit earlier. This one here, if I zoom in again. So way down the bottom, this. Okay, let me move this away so they can see the whole name. Ozoni kids or whatever. So this city is the furthest that the German army advanced during World War II to the east. And once they hit here, they totally, completely ran out of gas and fuel, and the winter became too cold, so they stopped. So even basically the rest of the eastern area all the way to the Caspian Sea is undefended by the Russians. The Germans never did advance that far. So Baku's even further down the oil field. So yeah, so it does not matter. And even if the German army eventually they did reach the oil field, Stalin gave orders that the oil fields had to be destroyed before the Germans ever enter the oil fields. So he gave the local commander two commands. He said he would kill the commander if the Germans ever captured the oil fields. And also, if he destroyed the oil fields before the Germans captured the oil fields, he will also execute the guy, poor guy. So, all right. But it doesn't matter, German never get, that far east, they stop over here, the city with the old, you know, letter. Okay, so, okay, going back to the game, this serious game. See, one thing I like about this company's games, or even some of the other bigger companies, they make game series. So that means, yeah, where did all my guys go? Yeah, so the rules for the game series are all the same. So the games itself, each particular game, not the Eastern Front, Normandy, Russia, they have little bit of unique special rules, but the overall rules are the same. So once you know the rules, you can basically just jump to any games, and then you can begin to play. Okay, so of course the weather on the Eastern Front and the Western Front are different, but basically the game mechanics are the same. And for this game, yeah, it's actually quite nice, right? The division they have a color marker, some that belong to the third Panzer divisions and so on. So and this one has a funny different color, the stripe. So this one belongs to a different Panzer division. So easier to organize all your units and so on. And for this game, it's good and bad. You know, I like strategic games a little bit more because it more. So that means they need the feel in order to move or to attack both. And the field rules are really, really complicated, really, really complex. And they have supply dumps and so on. You have to get supplies, from either your fuel truck, the organic fuel trucks, or supply dumps. And one string point of supply equal to 4 tokens. So it gets really, really complex. So like a single attack will cost you 2 tokens. To move, maybe the range of each unit, which is 8 hexes, it will cost you 1 token and so on. So it is, so you have to manage your field so you can just move around and just attack. So that means, just like real life, I guess. And in addition to the fuel supply to move and to attack and to defend also, you need tokens also to defend. So you don't have the supply to defend, the unit, then it might defend, only at half strength and so on. Okay, so yeah, so you need all those. And the sub, so as I said, the movement, attack, and all this kind of stuff is half the rules. The other half is the supply portion, and the supply rules are further cut into half. So half the rules deal with the supplies, okay, the tokens, the dumps of string points, and so on. So you out of supply, you cannot attack, or you refurnish the next turn. And you also have to do the tracing. So, and the tracing also really, really complex. So you trace back to a supply source, so that to a main row or main railroad hacks and so on. And you can create daisy chains to extend your supply route. So really, really confusing. So you have to be concerned with both the supply tracing and the supply quantity itself, and also think in terms of attacking and moving your units. So really, really, you want to, really want to play the game as it is designed to defend. And as to the phases, basically, it's to the, more generic. So you to move, and then the defenders will get a chance to react under certain conditions, and then after you move, you can do the artillery barrages, and then do the actual combat. And if certain units are even more capable, you can exploit, attack again, and move, half the distance and so on to further attack in advance and etc. Then you shift over to the other side, and then you repeat the process. Additionally, you have air support, the normal stuff. All right, and of course and again, you want to get into really, really detail the way they design. The weather also makes a difference, especially in Russia when it's too cold. It's frozen over. You cannot move as fast, or something can move faster when it's frozen over. So yeah, so all kinds of different stuff. And this is game, since it is towards the southern border of Russia. So therefore, this is a Russian front game. And actually, I tend to like the Russian front better than the Western front. I mean, Normandy, France, Germany, Italy, and so on. Yeah, because Eastern front a bit more uh, wide open. You can move a bit faster, especially panzers. So something can move twice uh, the range of the number that's printed on the chits. Okay, so yeah, so basically this is this game. So the official name of this game is called Case Blue, and this is one of the beginning scenarios. The edge of the world, as you can see, is the furthest, as I said, that the German advance to the east to this city down here, and up north, the furthest Germany advance is a city called Pushkin, north of current day St. Petersburg. When we made the Russian tour 20 years ago, we did get to visit Pushkin, and that was neat. Of course, Caucasus, I don't think we ever visit. So okay, fine. All right, so that is it for this game introduction. Someday I will actually play a couple of turns, but that is it for now. Okay, let's sign off.